Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp as we head into another Friday night of NBA action here after our first night off of the playoffs last night. Going into this one at a record of 24-13 on the playoffs here so far this NBA postseason. I'm back once again here. Give you a couple more plays here tonight. We'll start it off in Chicago where the Cleveland Cavaliers are coming in for game number 3. Series tied 1-1 here. And the Bulls come in as a 1.5 point favorite, total of 195.5 points. Now, tempted to lay the points here with the Bulls, but I think the better wager actually might be on the total here tonight at 195.5 points. Now, the under cash in 1 out of 1 contest here in Cleveland, but going into Chicago, Bulls have not played great at home this season, especially on defense, and I think that's going to play a factor here tonight against the Cleveland team coming in with J.R. Smith coming back in. Gives the ability to go small, put LeBron James at the power forward position, and I think it'll really give some problems here to the Chicago Bulls offense. Now, on the flip side, in their 2 games against the Cavs at home this season, the Bulls scored a ton of points. In their first meeting on the first night of the season, they scored 108 in a loss. Second one back in February, they scored 113 against the Cavs in a win. So I think the Bulls' ability to score points here against the Cavs is going to be pretty good. And if that's the case, I think over 195.5 could be a very, very good play. I'm not going to hold too much stock into the Derrick Rose 1 day's rest versus 2 days or more rest thing. I think that's a small trend that's likely to be bucked here sometime throughout the playoffs, as Rose is just too talented to keep this going. And I think he will come out and have a pretty good game in this one here tonight. So I'm going to go with all the things considered here this evening. I'm going to go over 195.5 between the Bulls and the Cavs. Next one I have for you is the Rockets heading into Clipperland to play the Clippers tonight in LA. Series also tied 1-1 after the Rockets came back to win Game 2. Now Game 3, you have the Clippers coming in as a -4.5 favorite, total of 215.5. And of course, big question for this one is whether or not Chris Paul is going to be able to play. He says he's got some on-court activity and some pool work, but has yet to really take a contact practice, which I doubt he'll do for the rest of the playoffs after that hamstring injury. They're going to try to manage the 30-year-old's hamstring here as much as possible. But I do think he's going to play tonight, but whether or not he does or not, I think I'm laying off the spread just because there's too much volatility in that realm. Going with instead a bet on the total once again at 215.5, on 20 points higher than the other total we have, but still think the over might have pretty good value between these two teams. As we saw, the over cashed rather easily in game number 2, and the pace and amount of shots taken in this game not going to change much. I think going from Houston to LA, I think the Clippers are still going to want to push the pace as well as the Rockets, shoot a lot of threes, get this game into the high scoring realm, because I think both these teams feel like they can outscore the other one, especially for the Houston side of things if indeed Chris Paul does not play in this game. But if he does, I think it just helps the offense here in this series and definitely helps the over here at 215.5. So I'm going to go with over 215.5 between the Rockets and Clippers, over 195.5 between the Bulls and the Cavaliers tonight. Best of luck to you on those two, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. But until then, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.